Hello, America, and everywhere else in the world. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Corey Has a Podcast. I'm your host, Corey Easley, and today I'm here to talk about old folks, elderly people, old motherfuckers. I was hanging out with my grandma yesterday, and it was nice because she doesn't really have a lot going on in her life, and so whenever I come over, she catches me up on some things. She somehow doesn't really go to many places or have a huge full schedule of things to do, but knows all the family gossip, which, I mean, I'm not really into gossip, but when my grandma's talking shit about people, I think it's funny. Because she's just funny, you know? She just doesn't give a shit. She's a straight shooter. She doesn't have to not be a straight shooter. Because what is anybody going to say to her? You know? But she's very sweet. And they just want to feed you. They want to give you shit if they see you looking at it for too long. She had these sunglasses on the table, these crazy USA, but it was like the Kanye from the Stronger video glasses with the, they weren't actually real sunglasses. They were just you could see through them, but they wouldn't do anything in the sun. If you were at the beach, the sun would still be in your eyes kind of shit. You know, they press a button and they light up and they're red, white, and blue. She's she saw me pick up one. There was a couple of pairs of shades in this little bowl. Those bowls that sometimes people leave by the front door that they keep their keys and shit in. There was just a bunch of sunglasses in it. And one of them was these USA, I guess, 4th of July glasses. She sees me pick up the green one. There was a green pair in there, a green pair of Wayfarers. And she was like, I even got the red, white, and blue USA ones. She said it like it was a thing. You know what I mean? It was everybody knows about this kind of shit. And I thought that was hilarious. I put them on, and I put they light up, so I put the light up thing on. And she was like, look at him. Because my mom was doing something else. And I just love how entertained she was. And for a brief moment, I felt like a little kid, at 33 years old. I felt like a child. And once upon a time, it was me, my mom, and my grandma, just all the time. A very long time ago. But, it was just the three of us. And, before the siblings came into the world. Now she's just this elderly woman who has opinions. One of those opinions being, I'm talking to my mom, and out of the blue, she's like, I'm not a Democrat anymore. I'm a Republican now. Nobody was talking about politics at all. But she wanted to. And I just started laughing. And my mom was like, what are you talking about? She was like, the Democrats keep taking all our money. And in my head, I'm like, what fucking money is she talking about? But I didn't say anything. I just sat there and laughed because she was passionate about it. And I tell you what, it's nice to see people have passion about anything. I love when people care about something. You know what I mean? There's nothing worse or more boring than listening to a motherfucker talk about some shit that they don't really believe in. Or, explain something to you that they don't give a fuck about. When you go to a fucking, I don't know, when you go to a store and you ask somebody about this shirt and they don't really care. They're just like, yeah, it's blue and it comes in this size. Do you need it or not? Or are you going to waste my fucking time? I don't want to work here. I just need money to support my habits. I don't know, maybe that wasn't a good example, but when people, even the most boring people, even the most boring motherfuckers, when they start talking about shit that they love, it's interesting. Because you start looking, there's so many different ways that you can look at it. I think wow, this person really fucking cares about this thing. Like, you could see them light up when they talk about it. And I love that. Or like, you also could be confused by it too, right? Like, you may not understand it. Like, I don't really care about this thing that much, but this person loves it. And that's kind of cool. I love when people like have strong feelings about something. Or even in the opposite way, like if somebody just fucking can't stand something. Like, I'll turn that shit off. I fucking hate it. You know, like, and it's like, that's interesting too. Why? What did it do to you? But you know, that's why not only is being indifferent offensive, it's also boring. And trust me, there's quite a few things that I feel indifferent towards, but it's not as like it wouldn't be as exciting to hear me talk about them. Although one of my favorite things to do is to casually talk about something that I don't care about that much or I feel indifferent towards, but casually talk about it in front of someone who loves that thing, just to be kind of a prick about it, but you know, in a playful way. Although some people may not take it the same way. Also, did you know that being 65 years old and up, you're considered to be elderly? I didn't know that. But truth be told, I'm elderly to a fucking high school kid, right? Like, isn't just by definition, like the word elder just means that you're older, right? That's what I would think. Now, I'm a little curious. So, elder. He's elderly. I'm an elderly man. You know, I feel like when you get it, okay, elderly. She was elderly and silver-haired. Showing signs of age. A couple elderly cars. What? Okay, yeah, I get it, right? But what? Sometimes I feel like I'm rushing. Let me fucking... Elder. A person of greater age than someone specified. Right, so... If the actual root word is elder, then aren't we all elders to somebody? My eldest brother, the eldest. Or do we even talk like that anymore? Isn't it funny how some ways of talking have survived and some haven't, right? Elder being one of them. Right? We don't need to keep doing that. Where's it come from? Elder. I don't know. But yeah, so so my she's got some strong opinions about politics. But regardless, you know, I got to spend some time with her, and sometimes it could go either way. You know, I go see my family, and it's reserved for me for times that I like to set aside to go do it. And every time I go do it, I think I could absolutely do this more often. I could absolutely make way more time to do this. There's nothing stopping me from going to sit down with my mom and my grandma. See, now the thing is, we do this, I think we like subconsciously do this thing in our heads where we're like, yeah, you know, my mom's young, you know, so we got plenty of time, you know, but you really truthfully, not to be, you know, make this dark or bleak or anything, but like, you don't know how much fucking time you really have or how much time other people have, right? So, when you start doing things that feel good, doing things that you feel like you should be doing, like spending time with your family or doing something nice for someone, it's like, I got to do this more often. It feels good because it is good. And then you leave and then months go by and you don't do it for a while. I mean, I haven't seen my grandma in a long time. I mean, truth be told though, I'm in front of people and shit, and you know, she's old and has chosen to not take care of herself for a long time. So if I was to get her sick, I don't know what would happen. But the truth is, she had COVID recently, and I'll tell you what, for an obese woman who goes to dialysis for her kidneys every fucking week, she survived COVID. So I just think that we're just hard to kill, I guess. Or at least COVID ain't gonna fucking do it. But truth be told, just being 100% fucking honest, when I found out that she had COVID, I was like, oh, fuck, this is it, huh? Like, I'm about to have to start mentally preparing to deal with my mom after she fucking kicks the bucket from COVID. She's not going to beat COVID. She's too fucking fat and unhealthy and out of shape and hooked up to a machine that helps her breathe. She can barely get up and walk across a fucking room. COVID's going to kill her. And she survived. So we're doing all right. We're doing all right. But yeah, no, we had a really nice time. And you got to love your family for who they are. You got to accept them for who they are. I thought about this. I was like, man, if I was some different type of kid, I'm a man, by the way. I'm not some fucking kid. If I was a different guy and I was sitting there and my grandma started talking all this political shit, I would have sat there and tried to argue with her if I was some fucking, political activist like a lot of these people have become. I just sat there and laughed because the first thing I thought was, she doesn't even know what the fuck she's talking about. That's the first thing I thought. Or maybe she does. Because my mom was like, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. And I was like, I started to think, I was like, maybe you don't know what you're talking about. And she fucking does. Because she sits here watching the news and shit all day. And she formed her own opinion, which I respect so much. I don't give a fuck what somebody thinks if it's against what I think. If they form their own opinion, I respect that more than anything. Somebody has sat down, gathered all the data, and decided, okay, now that I know all of this, this is how I feel. I fucking love that. I will always respect that over anything else. I'll respect that way more than the person who went and found out how everybody feels and then decided, okay, this is how I feel too. Like, what? Fuck that. So my grandma's gangster, really. This bitch was like, yo, I'm going to be honest with you. I heard some shit, and this is how I feel about it. And I was like, oh my God. That's how you fucking do it. That's right. That's the fucking blood that I got running through my veins. All right? In life, this is the thing I've discovered recently. I don't know everything about life. All I know is I've just been alive for 33 years, and it's real. You get into your 30s, and you start, if you don't start deciding to look at things in a certain way or understand things, I think the biggest thing that I've discovered and realized that is important is how you react to things that happen. Shit is always just gonna happen. There's never gonna be a day that goes by that something doesn't happen. Good, bad, something you don't need to give a shit about. Shit is just gonna happen all the time. People are gonna say shit all the time. You have very little control over what happens. Little to none. And the way you react to it is fucking everything. You could choose to not react to shit at all. I always think about Paul Rudd and Knocked Up. Always. I might have said this a bunch of times. Knocked Up, Paul Rudd comes in. He's about to go sing happy birthday to his kid. Seth Rogen walks in the room, stomping around like a little bitch, going, oh, just because she thinks you're a shitty husband, now she's going to think I'm a shitty husband. And he just goes off on Paul Rudd while he's holding his kid's birthday cake in his hand. And Paul Rudd just looks at him, looks past him, and walks away and starts going, happy birthday to his kid. And I fucking love that. It's like, yo, man, that's your fucking problem, all right? All right? Why don't we start thinking about It's a new year, for me anyway. Thinking about shit that you want to be conscious of when it's happening. Like I want to be conscious of every time that I've made decisions that have made me feel like trash. I just decide to not make that decision anymore. And I've done that with a lot of things. It's okay to be proud of yourself. Motherfuckers get mad sometimes or like to comment on, somebody's, feeling themselves or somebody's like on his own dick or whatever, or I don't know what people say nowadays, to be honest. I really don't fucking know. But I like to be proud of myself. I like to be proud of myself for making choices that make me feel better. Because at the end of the day, sometimes we make choices based on what other people will think. And it could be anything. You might order a meal in front of people because you don't want to order the shit that you normally get, because then people might have a comment about it. Or you might post something on social media, and when you're about to hit the share button, you're thinking about people who might feel a way about the post, when you just want to post some shit, because that's what social media is for. But we just put anxiety around shit instead of just doing shit. Just do it. Yo, I'm really getting to the point where I'm like, well, what are the consequences here? Is somebody going to walk in here and beat the shit out of me? Because I prefer that didn't happen. If that's not the consequence, then why do I give a fuck? Because I'm trying to please everybody. That's what we're all people pleasers to some extent. But today I'm standing up here and telling you not no more. Not no more. That's going to be my campaign slogan. It's not quite like a Make America Great Again thing. It's just a not no more. Not no more. Vote for me. That's what I'm going to be doing. And you know what? I would campaign in all 50 fucking states. Walking up in that bitch. Nah, truthfully, I really do hate politics. And not like hate as in like I want to put them all on an island and blow it up type of hate. Just like, just fucking stupid to me. Like I feel like mentally my mind is thinking about the world in a way where I feel like politics only seems to cause problems. Seems to divide people within their own homes and families, divide people on a way larger scale, cause wars. Some people want power. Some people fucking think that the way they feel should be a law. That shit's weird to me. It's like, who the fuck do we really think we are? And I get it. Like we invented the Apple iPhone and buildings that have elevators in them and shit like that. So, I get it, but I get who we think we are. But I don't know. I wish I was like a fucking one of those Elon Musk type motherfuckers sometimes. Just like robotic and really fucking smart in this specific area. But I'm not. I'm just me. I'm just a regular guy with emotions and if you punch me in the face, it'll hurt me. I get hurt and shit. I got vulnerability. I got therapy. I wipe my ass with toilet paper. Cottonelle specifically. The blue one. The purple one's okay, but the blue one's good. The purple one doesn't even smell like lavender. I got a rule. If it's purple, it should smell like lavender. If it's not, then fuck you. All right? Listen, guys, have a great day. And, be nice to the elderly. So what if they walk slow? So what if they stare at you because you're wearing a crop top? So what if they fucking might smell a little funny? It's called old people smell. Get over it. All right? Give your fucking grandma a hug if she's still alive. Have a nice day. Later.